hate to say this, but the people who think it's fascinating to watch Nero are probably just waiting for the day we have sex bots.
I
You can
mean, you're
just
pro
download a sex bot personality and just have a
I
sex bot.
I definitely think there's some crossover there. You might be right.
I mean, it's inevitable, you know. I feel like part of the whole dystopian future is we have to reach that milestone of
Yeah.
downloadable personalities for VR sex bots.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Anime Club After Dark, the podcast that delves into all things anime, manga, and otaku culture related. I'm your host, Alex, but you can call me Senpai. And joining me tonight, I have our czar of source material, John.
Oh wait, you haven't watched Marshall season 2 yet?
Not yet.
Oh my god, you don't know why I'm bobbing my head.
I mean, you do it when I do the intro anyway.
No, if I wasn't bobbing it to you, I was bobbing to that stupid OP.
Oh, I did start solo leveling last night, though.
Did you get what episode did you get to?
We got to 3.
Okay, you should have got to 5, but it's
Well,
fine.
we'll get there. We're probably going to catch up this weekend.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to it. The first 3 episodes are definitely interesting. The only thing I say about it is so far it just seems like a better Sword Art Online just with gore.
It's not even remotely close, but sure, whatever. I
I
mean,
mean that's my impression of the first 3 episodes so far. So far.
well, like I was talking to, I think it was Classy Ulysses on the
Mm,
Discord, where I was like, I don't remember the beginning being this slow, but then I went to go back to read the webtoon or the
mhm.
manhwa, and I was like, oh, it was always this slow. So
Yeah.
it's a little slow in the beginning, but
It does seem like at least in the beginning it's going to be a bit of a slow burn.
a little bit. I think, well, with at episode 6, people are it's where it's like, oh shit, it's
Mm.
hype now.
I'm looking forward to catching up on it, though. That is not, however, why we are together tonight. John and I have gotten together because he and I are fans of VTubers. If you haven't guessed by the many uh, discussions we've had about them in the past on the podcast.
Yeah. No, it's crazy how big VTubing has gotten in the
Yeah.
last couple years. Like I remember first seeing things about like Keys in a Eye, right?
Oh yeah, back in the
And being
day.
like back in the day, I remember you were a huge fan of Keys in a Eye, and I was just like,
Yes.
yeah, her songs are kind of cool. They're kind of whatever, you know. But
And
it
her
wasn't
streams are kind
until
of fun.
it wasn't until third generation of Hololive came out that I started getting into it, and I
Mm.
was just like, all right, I'm gonna fucking dive into this stupid Hololive, this VTubing like
The
mess,
rabbit hole.
the rabbit hole, because you were thoroughly invested by that point. By
Oh
the time I
yeah,
started getting into it,
100%. 100%.
remember when
Uh,
we used to keep the simp counter of how much you would spend to get
yeah,
Oshis?
yeah. I've stopped keeping track, to be perfectly honest.
Dude, it's
Uh,
crazy.
Listen, don't be a simp like me. Be better than me. Just be
Be
better than
better.
me. Be better. Just be better than me. No, but John and I have gotten together because he and I have separately, we don't know what each other have done, but we have made VTuber 3x3s. And I guess for anyone who doesn't know what a 3x3 is, it's literally just like your top 9 of something. We've done a couple of them on the podcast before.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I just thought I was like, we haven't rediscovered this topic, and I've grown my taste in VTubers, so I have a big enough list to make a 3x3 now.
yeah, I think it's safe to say that while we may not watch like dozens of VTubers, you and I keep track of a lot of them, even if we don't watch
I
their content.
So for me, a lot of the VTubers that I like, I generally don't catch them live because it's
Mm.
hard,
You watch the
being in.
VODs.
Yeah, I watch VODs and I watch clips and stuff, and
Mm.
that's how I consume my VTubing content. So for any aspiring VTubers out there, you should consider making a YouTube and making highlight clips and stuff.
Yeah, for
It'll
yeah.
really boost your just overall influence.
Honestly, any kind of streamer should really do that, whether you're a
Yeah.
VTuber or not.
Yeah, because like even if you have a set streaming schedule where you stream at this time every night or every day, not everyone can make it every day. So
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, for like the big VTubers out there, like the whole live VTubers and stuff, like I think Clippers really help grow their audience too. It's not just the VTubers themselves that are clipping the stuff; it's their fans that are clipping the stuff and uploading it.
Oh yeah, like there's so many people who clip things who are trying to sell a narrative. It's so funny.
Yeah. I mean, back, when they really started I mean, VTubing was kinda gaining momentum at the beginning of 2020, but I think the pandemic really, like, shot it up into the stratosphere. Um, but back then, like, the VTubers that were or the clippers that were translating Japanese VTubers, I think really helped pop it off.
Right.
But anyway, I'll go first with my list. Now, I do have three honorable mentions that I want to get to before I actually show off my three by three. So I'll start with my very first honorable mention. It is our very own Vixalore. She is our mascot Finn's mama. She streams pretty regularly. I'd say at least 4 or 5 times a week. Um, you can find a link to her stuff down below because it's always in our descriptions. Just look for the link to the person who makes the art assets because, like, our overlay here was designed by Vix. A lot of the designs for our podcast characters were designed by Vix. But she's great. She's very, very Australian. you will, you will get that from her accent immediately.
Yeah, she always streams right when I'm, like, in the middle of work, so sometimes I'm able to hop on and catch her and stuff when I'm on lunch or on
Yeah.
break, but yeah, it's I mean, we're not here to promote anyone with
No,
biases, okay? Just
but I
saying.
mean, she
This
does
was
make
not
a
a
lot of stuff.
paid this was not a paid advertisement.
But she does make a lot of stuff for us, and I don't mind saying, "Hey, you should really check her out."
Yeah. Not like she needs our help, but
No, no. She's also been on our podcast a couple of times. She was on a couple of times last year. One episode where we were talking about VTubing and like the current state of it, which you can definitely check out. I highly encourage it. Um, she was also on an episode a few years ago with me and Show, and we talked about Yaoi. It was great.
yeah, we episode. Oh god. Um, I was gonna say something else. I forgot what
Mm.
it was. I lost my train of thought.
Well, if it comes back to you, let me know. But yeah, that's my first honorable mention before I get into my three by three. My second honorable mention is the 4chan rabbit herself, Pipkin Pippa.
So
And
I don't know. I've seen clips of
mm,
uh this person,
mm,
Pipkin Pippa, of Pippa, of
yes,
Peppa the pig,
Peppa the Pipkin Pippa the pig.
Peppa Pimpkin the pig. I don't know much about this person other than she sometimes crops up on my feed.
Yeah, she is literally like the personification of 4chan. I'm not even joking about that.
That does not entice me whatsoever.
No, she's her streams are usually very, very high energy,
Hmm.
and very chaotic. Like she goes on these rants, like you know how you go on rants, Don, but you're usually pretty calm. It gets to the point where you're like you're just ranting because you're passionate about something.
Right.
She rants because she's angry.
I do that too, except I do that on Discord right after right
Yes.
after watching something, and then I'll like forget about it.
Yeah, if you listen, if you like our podcast and you love listening to John's rants, join our Discord server. You will get them at least once every 3 or 4 days,
When
just
I
in
finish
text
an
format.
episode of something or watch something, I just start ranting.
What was the one you? There was one you did recently where you went on like this huge tirade on our Discord server about it.
Which one, man? I don't know.
I don't know. It was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I remember it was you did it while I was asleep, and I woke up and you and Soon, our Discord server, were just going back and forth about this one anime.
Bro, that do you know how little
The
that
little
narrows
that
it down?
narrows down, yes. uh, but no, I like Pipkin just because she's chaotic. She's so chaotic in her streams and her like all the stuff she does, whether she's actually playing a game or she's just doing like just chatting streams or whatever. She also does a lot of streams where she talks about current events.
Okay.
Um, I like how remember when the Ocean Gate thing happened last year?
Yes.
She immediately went on and started doing like Titanic theme stuff
Oh my
and started making fun of all the people on the sub.
god. Okay.
um, I mean, I guess technically she is a corporate VTuber because she is part of Phase Connect. So it's a smaller VTuber outfit.
I've never
Um,
heard of this VTubing outfit.
they have a fair few talents under their wing. I highly recommend you check them out because they have a wide range of different VTubers. They're not all like Pipkin, thankfully. The world only needs one Pipkin Pippa. But yeah, that's my second honorable mention. My third honorable mention is someone I know John is very familiar with, and it's Suisei from Hololive.
I do remember. So I find it weird that you made it an honorable mention instead of being part of your list. To
I
be honest,
she very nearly made it on my list. The only reason she didn't is because I felt like I wanted to have at least one indie VTuber on my list, on my 3 by 3.
at least one.
And I only have one.
Okay,
And it
yeah.
was between that indie VTuber and her.
Unfortunately, I don't watch a lot of indie VTubers.
Mm.
Just because like I remember what I wanted to say now about VTubing
Oh.
as a thing, a whole thing in general. Like I
Mhm.
was watching a video where someone explained it very well. With VTubing, you can basically wipe away the entire like just because some you're only being watched because you're hot, right? Because there are
Mhm.
some streamers where certainly they a lot of them only are being watched because they are extremely attractive people,
Or they're perceived to be attractive, let's be
or they're
honest.
perceived to be attractive. And
Pokimane.
I I didn't say that. Please don't sue us. But it's like with VTubing, because you can basically be anything you want, like with
Mm,
design wise and like all that.
mhm,
The reason people are watching you isn't because your rigging is amazing or your design is super amazing or
mhm.
you've got giant anime titties just bouncing around. It's because of your personality. And I'd say that's a lot harder to sell. Like I do understand that people are like, oh, because they're hiding behind these VTubing things and they're it's a fake personality. I'm like, how's that any different from your regular streamers? You think your
Yeah.
regular streamers are always on? They're not. They're
No.
showing you a side of them, and for a lot of YouTubers, a lot of them are just showing a side of them, the side that they're willing to be on and show
Yeah.
you, but it's not all of them.
I mean, I think you could say that about a lot of different content creators, not just streamers.
Yeah, but so it's like when the playing field is leveled, all that's left is just like the raw talent behind a lot of people. And in my opinion, I think Suisei embodies a lot of that. Like
Yeah.
I remember going watching that video that I told you, like talking about Suisei's origins and stuff like that. And I was just like,
Yeah.
dude, it's crazy. She's a fucking fighter, man. I'm so glad that she's so popular now.
Yeah,
Like
it's
all
crazy. It's crazy thinking about knowing what Suisei went through to get where she is and how very nearly she came to just giving it all up.
yeah, I'm glad she didn't. I'm glad that
Yeah.
her dreams are coming true, and she's as famous as she is. She's getting the recognition that she definitely does deserve because she's put in
She's
a lot of work and effort. And I'll
and
talk
a
a little
lot
bit more about that later because
yeah.
for reasons unrelated to my list.
Okay, we'll see about that. Um, no, and I think that not only does she have a great personality and she has that like never say die kind of attitude, she's also multi-talented. Like she's a great singer. She's
Right.
a great artist because like she drew like she designed her VTuber avatar.
Yeah, this is
Um,
her design, and this is her name before she joined in
this
with Cover.
this is the only member of Hololive that was allowed to bring in their own model when
Yep.
they joined. Um, And she's also just she's also a fucking amazing Tetris player, by the way. I believe she's still ranked. Like, I think she's still a ranked player.
That's it's pretty
Um,
insane.
I know. I don't know. She's just so multi-talented. It's kind of it's amazing just to watch her and like engage in those talents, whether it is singing or drawing or the games that she plays. And like she has this now like I guess you would call it the her like selling point is like the Suiciopath.
Yeah, so my first like run in with Suisei was just like she's a sweekopath
Mm, yeah,
where she's just
which is
like
a play on sociopath.
well psychopath. She's like a
Yeah.
freaking yandere, like you're gonna freaking murder you in your sleep. And that's like the only reason I knew about her
Mm,
right before she went on to First Take.
yeah.
And that's when I was like, holy shit, this girl can fucking sing. Holy crap.
Yes. She's got a voice on her, that's for sure. Anyway, I love Suisse. She just barely missed being on my 3 by 3.
Okay.
So that's my last honorable mention. So, John, are you ready to see my actual 3 by 3 and
I'm
tell
ready
me
to
I
see
have
your
shit
right.
taste?
So I'm taking a bet. I
Mhm.
100% know we will have 2 people be crossovers because I just absolutely know. I
All
just
right.
I just there's no
So,
doubt in my mind.
do you think there's only going to be 2, or do you think there's going to
No,
be more
no,
than
no.
one, more than
I'm
2?
100% sure that there's gonna be at least 2 that I know, and I'm
Mm.
50-50 on the other 2. I wanna say there's gonna be 4
Okay.
crossover.
All right. Well, number one, we will have to see until we get to your. Because don't tell me if they're on yours. I want to wait
No, no,
until I
no,
actually
that's
see
okay.
yours.
Yeah, yeah, and I'll wait until you you show yours. And
All
this is kind
right.
of the problem with, like, not sharing our list with each other because, like, oh, man, it's gonna be a shorter episode if we have crossovers because 'cause we're just gonna talk about them on one guy's list.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, without further ado, this is my VTuber 3 by 3. Boom.
Okay. Alright.
That look like
Yep.
okay, fine.
Alright. Yeah, no, that tracks. I'm actually surprised. There's someone I was expecting to see on your list that I don't see, and I'm extremely surprised.
Can I ask, is it Pekora?
Oh, now there's 2. I didn't even think about Pekora. I forgot about Pekora. There was there
Well, I thought about having Pekora as an honorable mention, but I only wanted one crazy rabbit in my honorable mentions.
there's just too many, to be honest. There's so many VTubers to watch nowadays that
Yeah.
and, like, these are the big ones on the list. Though I
Yeah,
guess
I mean,
technically one is indie.
yeah. So I'll start with the indie. I won't go necessarily in order of how they're listed here. I'll start with the indie VTubers. So that's the top center. That's Neurosama. She's somewhat recent onto the scene. She's also completely artificial intelligence. There's no actual person behind her. And
Now,
it's
I
genuinely fun to watch because she gets completely unhinged.
I find it extremely fascinating how many people are fans of this AI, VTuber because, like, speaking about how VTubers need to have personality, what if we just took all the personality out and made it an AI? And the reason why Nero is so popular is because people are just so fascinated with, like, what if we could create an actual adaptive AI, like, girl, and she'll
Yeah,
be a VTuber? And it's just
yeah.
like they think it's funny to watch and it's fascinating. I think it's fascinating watching people wanna watch that. That's fascinating to me.
I will say, as someone who's in like the IT field and has a degree in computer science, a part of it is I'm fascinated by the technology behind it.
Okay.
And the creator of Neuro, his name is Vettel, although Neuro insists his name is Vital. Um, he comes on stream with her from time to time, and like he'll do like coding streams with her there, and she'll start like commenting on his coding. It's like, I don't think that's as efficient as you think it is.
Yeah.
And he'll just go, shut up, Neuro.
Yeah, I just feel like, I hate to say this, but, the people who think it's fascinating to watch Nero are probably just waiting for the day we have sex bots.
I
You can
mean,
just download a sex bot personality and just have a
I
sex bot.
I definitely think there's some crossover there. You might be right.
I mean, it's inevitable, you know. I feel like part of the whole dystopian future is we have to reach that milestone of
Yeah.
downloadable personalities for VR sex bots, like in Cyberpunk, Edge Runners that we see in the
Yeah.
very like first episode.
It's fascinating watching her because she can interact with chat like in real time.
Right.
Um and it's fascinating to listen to some of her responses to things. It's more fascinating in the fact that when you watch her play a game, there's actually two AI running at the same time. There is a AI that's actually learning to play the game, and the AI isn't necessarily programmed with all like the rules of the games that are playing, so it has to learn through trial and error. So the very first time Neuro did a Minecraft stream, the AI just dug straight down.
Straight into Bedrock.
Yeah. Um uh and it's and then Neuro, the personality is reacting to what's going on screen. Like it can see what's going on stream, it can react to it, and then it can also at the same time react to chat reacting to that.
I think it is impressive, but again,
Mm.
I think it's more entertaining to watch the people who are fans of Nero.
Yeah, she can also sing now, which is interesting.
I mean, robots have been singing for a while. Like, look at Miku and Friends.
True. She did a cover of, the that song "Enemy." What the fuck is the name of the people that did that song?
Imagine Dragons.
Imagine Dragons, thank you. She did a cover of
I
that
hate
song
that
and
I
sh
know that. I hate that I instantly know. I was like, "Oh, the misery.
Yes.
Everyone wants to be my enemy."
She did a cover of that song, and then when you get to the rap portion, she's
Hey,
like a fucking rap god, and she can do the rap portion so fast. I don't know. I like it, but I'm kinda there mostly because I'm fascinated by the technology behind it.
okay, yeah.
Um, but you brought up sex bots. Let's talk about Melody for a second.
You have been following Melody since like day one,
I
bro.
have. I watched her very first stream.
I I remember when Melody first debuted, and so many people were upset with her because they're
Well,
like,
yeah, all the
"Oh,
people on OnlyFans are very upset.
yeah," because it's like, "Oh, we work so hard on our looks and this and that," and I'm like, "Okay, but listen, people like to jack off to hentai, man. People love cartoon girls, right? That's
Yeah,
just that is a given. That is a market. And she's just making the best of both worlds, where she gets to be an anime girl, and people are going to jack off to her anyway.
yeah.
But I think Melody's just entertaining of a storyteller. I think she's funny to listen to.
She's a goofy goober.
Yeah, freaking dork.
She is. That's why I like her. Like I was talking to someone on our Discord server recently about like Melody, and it's like, yeah, I'll be honest, I got into Melody for the porn, but when I stayed,
You stayed for the personality.
I realized, oh my god, this girl has an adorable personality, and she's a giant dork. I love this.
Yeah, I feel like I mean, that's Melody's main, like, whole appeal is that she's actually just a giant dork. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
she has her other job, like, her primary debut job, sure,
Hmm.
but I feel like a lot of people are fans of her for more than just that, which is
I
kind of
yeah.
insane to me
I,
because a
I've
lot of
got I've
people
got I've gotten to the point where I don't even really watch the Chatterbait stuff anymore. I just watch her on Twitch.
yeah, I feel like a lot of people would just watch her on Twitch and stuff.
I don't know. I like her dorky personality. Yeah, her design is cool too. I love her design. I mean, how can you not love someone with purple hair, John?
That's true. I believe the only stream I watched of a like, I've seen clips and stuff of Melody with other VTubers.
Hmm.
That's how I know of her personality and stuff like that. But the only one I directly looked up for was the one she did with Kason,
Yes,
because I was just like, I'm curious. I need to know.
I need to know how well these two work together.
Well, it was like because I think she streamed that on her Chatterbait, I believed, and not
Yes,
actually on her Twitch.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, and everyone thought when that was announced, like, oh my god, she's gonna fuck Kason.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. That's why I looked. I had to look.
Nah, they just talked about porn.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, it's fine.
Speaking of Kason, though,
Speaking of Kason.
Kason is also on here. She is the middle right. I feel like this is almost cheating putting her on here because today she streams like her IRL stuff probably more than her VTuber stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Kason. She originally wasn't a VTuber. She was just kind of just a regular streamer.
Hmm.
And then she are we allowed to talk about Kason's secrets
I
or
think
not?
I think it's a pretty open secret who Kason was. I mean,
Yeah.
I think, and a big reason why I put her on here is how important she, as a person and as a personality, has been to the VTubing scene in the West.
You know, it's funny. So when I asked you that question, like, hey, so are we gonna talk about like retired VTubers and stuff? Could we put them on the list? Because I wanted to talk about Kason.
I mean, I think it's okay to mention. Yes, she used to be Kiryu Coco at Hololive.
Okay, it's like the second worst kept secret in the world.
I'll get to the best kept or the best worst kept secret in VTubing in just a minute because she's also on my list.
Yeah, I mean, for Kason, I didn't know her content before she was Coco. I
Mm.
knew about Coco because of frickin' Coco in the morning, frickin' the
Good
memes.
morning,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
good morning, motherfuckers.
Mm.
And like this her weekly meme review. I'd watch it because like I started watching her because she was with I believe it was with I want to say it was with Hachima. I don't remember who she had on that made me watch.
I don't remember.
I
That
mean
was another one
she's
that almost made my list, by the way, Hachima.
yeah, yeah, she's a little
Talking
bit
about
deranged though.
chaos.
Talking about like an actual 4chan gremlin.
Mm,
Yeah, but no, watching Kason as Kiryu Coco, like that's how I found her first, and I was just like,
mm,
yeah, the personality of Coco is whatever. She's kind of funny, you know.
mm.
Um, but it was after I found out who she was, and I was like, holy shit, she looks like Bayonetta. Her Bayonetta cosplay is amazing. She's hot. Holy crap.
Let me tell you something. She thick. I
Let
like
me
it.
tell you something. Everyone's like, oh, all these VTubers are hiding because they're ugly. Fuck no,
No.
bro. A lot of these VTubers are fucking beautiful. I'm like, holy
Yes.
shit. What
Yes.
the fuck? Kason is a
Kason is definitely one of them.
prime example of like actually fucking mega hot in real life, but
Mhm.
then she VTubes. They're like, what the fuck? It's
I think
weird.
it's weird how, like, I have forbidden knowledge about a lot of YouTubers.
Yeah.
Not because I have personally gone out and sought it. Some of it has found me. But
So one fucked up thing about YouTube's algorithm is that because if you consume a certain type of video, I guess
mhm,
type, like you watch a lot of VTubing stuff, when other people who also watch the same VTubing stuff as you search for things like forbidden knowledge of like their past lives, that gets recommended to you because it's like, hey, other people who like watching the shit that you watch like watching it. So I've been
mm.
spoiled on a bunch of like VTubers and like their past lives and stuff like that. And I know I don't go to their streams and talk about it and stuff like that. And
No, it's very
I don't
rude to do that, by the
yeah,
way.
it's extremely well. I mean, like there's I'm not sure if people in this day and age care about online etiquette or online netiquette,
Mm,
but like one of the online netiquette things from like at least in the past was you never would refer to real life online. Like
yeah.
you don't refer to your name. You can talk about having a shitty job and stuff like that, but you can't talk about like actual people and don't refer to your actual like don't dox yourself
Yeah.
because it's like we're all supposed to be anonymous here.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's really gotten away from the netizens and whatnot because of like streaming. You know, we use our real name and people like to do vlogs and stuff like that. People live online. They share their life online.
Well,
But
almost everyone on our podcast has used their real name. Show never
almost.
used his real name.
No, that's his real name. What are you talking about?
Okay.
This is his real name now. But point is, why would you dox him like that, bro? What the heck? But point is, uh, you know, it's seen as rude to bring up their past lives and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
just because they for at least the corporate VTubers and stuff, they have contracts and stuff like that. They can't acknowledge these things.
Mhm.
So, don't be rude to your Oshis.
Yeah. Uh, and I think with Kason, I have a lot of respect for her because of what she was able to do for VTubing in the West. I think she really paved the way for Hololive English. I don't think Hololive English would have happened anywhere near as quick without her.
Yeah, because she can. Kason streams in Japanese, but also she also speaks English because I believe she
Yeah.
grew up in L.A.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, Atlanta. Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah,
That's
Atlanta.
why she has a southern accent when she speaks English.
So yeah, it was hard to put her on this list and try not to talk about Coco because it's like, yeah, as Kason, she got picked up by V Shoujo, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she streamed independently for a little bit, but then got picked up by VShojo.
Yeah, I remember when Coco was graduating, like I was like, I'm gonna go subscribe to Kason now, and we're gonna get her back up to. She was the Kyu Coco was the top earning Hololive member at the time when she got graduated.
Mhm.
She had the most amount of super chats, I believe, like the most amount
Yeah,
of money for
and it wasn't
super
even
chats.
close.
Not even close.
It's not that way now.
It's not that no.
Uh, I think now Pekora might be the most super chatted, I think, and, like, half of that's probably from Sagita. Sagita is obsessed with Pekora, like, I'm not even joking. If you watch her streams, you'll see him chatting with her.
Well, she radiates that Sagita energy, bro.
There's an interview that Sagita did a few years ago where he was talking about Peko, and it's like, I love her to death, and then she stopped doing the Peko thing at the end of her sentence. It's like, you gotta keep in character. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, I'm really surprised I didn't see Peck right here, but
Um,
yeah, but with
Also, I'm thrilled as hell that Kason is finally like living her dream. She's actually in the new Yakuza game.
oh yeah, she actually got to, and then they did the weird in the new Yakuza game, they did that weird, instead of being 3D, it's like actual like real life cutscene.
Oh, in the most recent one that I'm not sure if it's come out yet. Maybe it has. I don't know. I don't keep up with Yakuza news, but I do know that there's a new one that's coming out. It's called Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. And she actually plays a character in there that looks like her. It's not like a IRL like on camera thing. Like there's an actual character based on her in there.
Yeah, that
Because
was when, yeah,
the new game takes place in Hawaii.
that's so funny. Yeah,
And there's
I think
the
it's great
character
that
that she plays even says, "How you doing, motherfucker?"
yeah, I think it's great that her one of her favorite game series recognizes her and like put her in there and stuff. Like I believe
Yeah,
they've done that a couple of times for a couple of Hololive, because Hololive is, it's really big for us in the West, especially people who are in like the Anisphere,
yeah.
Anisphere,
It's huge in Japan.
but it's huge in Japan, and it makes sense. Like Japan has always had a love for idols, and with Hololive, they're idols. They're all idols.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you can call what one of the people does on my list an idol.
No, I'm saying I
Hosho
said
Hosho Marin desu.
freaking Marine. Oh my god, this
Sh
woman.
Ruining Yago's dream one stream at a time.
We thought Hachimo was bad for Yago's heart. Man, Maureen is like, I know that if you're not a fan of watching Maureen,
Mm.
she's, you see her crop up and she's kind of just like, she's the perverted one, right? It's like they've
The
got to
horny
have a,
pirate.
the horny pirate one. And it's like, yes, she's like that. She's like a horny perverted girl, but also she's fucking hilarious.
Yes. Some of the times it's unintentionally hilarious.
Yeah, like, the fact that she can live that persona of like, "Oh, I'm a that perverted person," but also the way that she handles all of her gotchkoi and stuff like that,
Mm.
like how she handles rejection and that stuff, it's like, it's pretty good. She's not at risk of being stabbed like some other members, some other VTubers that we know of, we shall not mention.
Yeah. I love Marin so much. I There's a lot of the members of Whole Live or just VTubers in general. I do wonder how much of like what they do on their streams is like acting a part or playing the part that they want to play on stream versus how they actually are. For some of the stuff Marine does, I'm thinking, okay, you're playing into the part. I genuinely wonder if the horny part is really an act.
I don't think it's an act because,
She used to draw doujinshi.
yeah, she actively talked about how, like, she talked about how she'd always look for people who made doujinshis of her own, character to go read. And I'm like, "What the fuck? Who does that?"
She's actively asked for people who draw doujinshi to make doujinshi of her, shall we say, getting used
Yeah, so it's like
non-consensually.
she's got a fetish, she's got a type. But it's
Yeah.
like, but on top of all that, she's also super entertaining. She puts in a lot of effort, for a lot of her music videos and stuff. Like
Yeah.
recently, and like I showed you my YouTube Wrapped, from 2023. Like
Yeah.
I'm in the top 10% of Hosho Marine listeners, bro. You get on my level. You talk about super fan, man.
Those music videos that she's created over the last couple years have actually been really well done too. Like it's actual anime studios that have been making these.
Yeah, like she with I'm Your Treasure Box,
Mm.
that like kind of catapulted her into the stratosphere in
Mhm.
terms of like meme, because everyone's like, who the fuck is this horny VTuber? Right? Like we had that the infinitely classic I'm horny that she does
Yeah.
with Coco
Yeah, well,
actually.
that was a Coco thing, because she asked, like, "How do you say horny?" Because she was speaking to her in Japanese. "How do you say horny in English?" And Coco's like, "Horny desu, horny desu,"
And
and
she
she just
just
goes,
goes,
"I'm
I'm
horny."
horny. Oh god, Maureen. Our 30-year-old freaking old
No,
woman.
no, 17, 18th season.
17, 18 season. I don't think she's actually that old in real life, but
No, I
there's
think she is older than some other members of Whole Alive, though.
no, I think she's in like her mid-20s, I want to say. But I think it's funny how she plays such a bit character. She
Mhm.
plays into her own tropes, but
Plays it
it's all
well.
just like it's all a good joke between her and her fans. Like I feel like her fans out of all the other fans are more like friends with her than
Yes.
anyone else. Like everyone else is like, "Oh, this is my idol. I idolize her." But with Marine, it's like they're all just like shooting the shit and just being fun with each other.
Yeah. I love the streams where she gets drunk. When she gets drunk, she gets completely unhinged.
Like a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah. She's like, "Eh, take care of me, take me back home with you."
And I wonder how much of that is more of, like, just putting it on for the camera, or is she actually just like that as a drunk? I don't know. It's
I
like it's hard
don't
to tell
know.
because with a lot of YouTube, it's like it's hard to tell what parts of their personality they're putting forward as an act, and they're
Mhm.
just up playing for the cameras, and what parts are they not.
Yeah.
And now you can say that this creates a very unhealthy, the word,
Parasocial relationship.
thank you. You can say this creates a very unhealthy parasocial relationship because, like, bro, have you seen the video with the Rushia fans in their like the fan Discord just like sitting in the chat and screaming?
Yes.
Just like screaming into the mic? Like not when it was just like, I can't believe she'd do this.
I mean,
Ah!
I
And I'm
guess
like,
since you brought it
dude,
up, just the level of
unhinged,
copium going on with Rushia fans right now, oh my god.
bro. Like, I know
Just accept it,
Joey.
your Oshi is kind of a terrible person.
The more I learned, like Joey just did a video about Rushia because he was like, it's gotten really big, and I wasn't gonna talk about it, but I feel like I have to. And he's like, "Oh yeah, all these accusations that she has, like if they're real, it's really bad,
Man, this court case is gonna be wild. Like,
bro."
you
This
thought Johnny Depp and Amber Heard was wild?
it's insane to me. Like,
Yeah,
it tracks though. It's like, oh, everything that she was doing was not an act. That was literally just her being her.
yeah.
Wow.
She's kinda crazy, like, I'm not even saying that in a joke, like, she's legitimately insane.
There's that insane to hotness scale where it's
Mm.
like the more insane a girl is, the more hot she becomes. And I'm just like, Rushia is kind of just like, the more insane she's becoming, I'm like, yeah, she is pretty hot in real life. I've seen her as her
You've seen the forbidden knowledge.
I've seen the forbidden I mean, is it forbidden at this point? Everyone knows her as everyone
Mi
knows it's an open secret.
Yeah, it's in the open secret, she's Mikaneko
Yeah, like
slash Nazuna.
she's pretty cute.
Yeah, I bro, you can't fix her.
I
You can't fix
know.
her.
I can fix her.
No. That's literally what, like, the people who are still, like, super hardcore fans of hers, that's what they sound like. They're just like, "I can fix her. I know I can fix her."
Yeah, but unlike Rushia, like who has a very unhealthy parasocial relationship with her fans and her fans have with her, I
Mm,
don't think that Marines fans have that with
no.
her like
No.
at all. Like they understand that she plays this as a bit, as a character, and it's fun to poke fun at each other and do that stuff. But at the end, it's like she's here to just be herself and have
Entertain.
fun and entertain. Yeah. And
Yeah.
like I said, if she didn't care about her fans, she would not like so for I'm Your Treasure Box, she spent the money for that
Yeah.
for the animation to make it as crazy as it was. Like Hololive was like, okay, you can make this, but we're not going to bankroll it. She's like, fine, I'll bankroll it myself. She paid for that,
Yeah. She spent
and
something like, I wanna say it was nearly 1,000,000 yen.
I have no idea what the actual money was, but I do remember her saying, or at least someone saying, she spent money on that.
Yeah.
So it's like if that's a testament to how much she's dedicated to entertaining her fans, like I don't know what else is. She has a whole freaking anime opening, like because she reviews people's posts and stuff sometimes as well. I remember
Mhm.
the people that made the fan animation of like the Hosho Marine Pirates, like as
Mm.
an anime opening, and then she took that idea and turned it into an actual anime opening. She has
Yeah.
like an actual pirate anime opening, which is super cool. But that was kinda like the catalyst of her, like, understanding and giving back to her fans, like, I love my fans to death, I
Mm.
thank them for what I have now, so she puts her own stuff to that, which makes her freaking amazing.
Another member of Whole Live that does that a lot is Ame. She loves showing off fan content.
I I'm be completely I'll talk more about the EN VTubers, but,
Okay.
I mean, we could talk about an EN VTuber right now. I'm surprised you have, Callie on here instead
Okay.
of I'm gonna be honest here. Out of all the EN VTubers, Alex,
Mhm.
I had always assumed you were a giant Gaogura simp. I just
So
assumed.
I wanna put it out there. All of the Gen 1 Ian girls, I love to death. I love them all. And I love Gura. I love Gura a lot, but there's something about Callie, man. She's got that dad energy, and I love it.
I I have watched a lot of videos discussing why, like, apparently Callie has a lot of haters. Like, it's not
Oh,
just
let me tell you
like
something. The Callie haters are crazy.
yeah,
Like, I mean,
they're like deranged, actually unhinged, like
they're
haters. They
I
everything
will
that she
say
does is wrong.
I will say, I think it's some of it is people who are like, because she does like hip hop and rap music. She likes doing stuff like that. And I think there's some like rap and hip hop elitism that goes into that because she's like a pasty ass white woman trying to come in and make rap music.
Um, I remember her origin story, what she talked about on stream was that she was working at like an Applebee's, I believe, saving
Yes,
up
I
money
remember
to
the
go to
story.
Japan because she really wanted to go to Japan and see like a rock band or something.
Mm,
And like that's what she did to go to Japan. And
mhm.
then she kind of just lived there for a little bit and then she was running out of money and she needed to make money so she started working and then she kind of just landed herself a job at the VTubing stuff doing VTubing. She kind of just landed there and I'm like that's hilarious. She didn't really
Yeah.
know what it was. In fact, I remember people hated her a lot because in the very beginning she didn't like VTubers.
Yeah.
She did talk about like in her past life before she was the Grim Reaper.
I mean, we can talk about this too because it's the biggest open secret in VTubing. I mean, Callie is demonized. I mean, it's
Yeah,
the biggest. Like, she doesn't even hide it anymore on when she's streaming. Is Callie like? Uh, she's even like. There's been times where she hums Demon Dice songs during her streams. As Callie.
so with Karen, like she is a fan of the Japanese stuff, but I remember she didn't like VTubing at the very beginning because she had the preconceived notion that like, oh, VTubing, like it's different from what I do. I put my actual self out there, like because
Mm,
she wasn't a VTuber, but she did have like anime art style and stuff, like the Demon Dice character and stuff like that,
mhm.
and her posters and whatnot. So she was
Yeah.
using that, but it was like, but she puts herself out there. But then when she started VTubing and she started to get to know like her gen mates and like the all of the Hollow Live people and realize like, oh, there's so much more that goes into VTubing than
Mm,
just like having a cute anime freaking rig. That's it.
yeah.
So mad respect on her for changing her opinion on that and putting in a lot of effort to do what she does. Now, I can't say I'm a fan of Callie's watching Callie. Like I don't know, man. I'm not very much into the EN VTubers to be quite
I mean,
frank.
yeah.
Honestly, like
Fair enough. It's not for everybody. I also I do genuinely like her music, both as that she's made as Callie and as her alter ego Demon Dice.
I think her music's all right. I mean, like I said, I it's just out of all of the Hollow Life music, I'd say the J-pop, like the more pop songs, is what I'm into. So
Mm,
that tracks because I love J-pop and I love J-rock,
mm.
and I don't like J-rap.
Well,
J-rap is kind of whatever. This is why I don't
fair
like
enough.
Creepy Nuts that
That's
much.
just a preference thing, though.
Yeah, that's just a preference thing.
Um, I do respect her number one, like you said, for changing her opinion on VTubing, especially after becoming one a VTuber. But also like I would say of all the Gen 1 Ian girls, it probably took her the longest to get acclimated and find a footing doing it. But
Yeah,
she stuck with
because
it, and she stayed
she
around, and she's got a fan base now.
yeah, and I'm glad that she's chasing her dreams. Like she always wanted to produce music, and she's able to do that as not only Demon Dice but also as Callie
It's Callie.
Mariotti. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is a good
Um,
thing. And I think it's always fun watching her interact with other gen mates and stuff, like of her
mhm.
own gen mates, just because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like
Especially when it's, like, the unintentional humor, like, she accidentally showed something she wasn't supposed to, it's like, then she just scrambles and like,
it's like
"Oh,
go
uh,
go.
Gah."
Oh, it's always funny watching her interact with, like, Kiara and, like, because she's dad and Kiara's mom, and then,
Mm.
was it Kobo? Kobo's their kid.
Kobo's kid.
Kobo is child. I freaking I love Kobo. I love that Kusogaki energy that Kobo has. If I had an
um,
honorable mention, I'd add Kobo Cabanari, whatever her last name is,
I forget what her last name is. I know you're
from
talking about though.
Hololive Indonesia. One place
Yeah,
that I remember when Hololive Indonesia launched, you and Natai were all about like freaking
Risu. We
Ollie
loved
and Risu.
me and Natai really like Risu from
Yeah,
Whole
and
Live
you loved
ID.
Ollie, and I'm just like, yeah, they're whatever. I didn't really care for the Hololive ID girls, and then along came Kobo, and I'm like, fucking Kuso Gak. It's like this reminds me of my younger sister so fucking much, dude. Holy shit, you little fucking brat. And that's kind of
Yeah,
like why I liked Kobo so much because I'm like, it just reminds me of my younger sisters.
I'm trying to think who do I want to go to next. I'll round out the whole live Ian girl on my list. I'll talk about Ina. My love for Ina is very very simple. I love her chill fuck streams.
Freaking Ina of the floor, dude. I think it's hilarious that Ina has a huge following of people, and she's like, out of all the Hololive Ian girls, she's like the most say so of them all. Like she's so innocent and like just cute and calm. Yeah, there you go,
Why?
Mr. Simp. Wow.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I love Ina. I love
Ina
her
has a very
chill.
laid back attitude. I've seen a couple of her like streams, drawing streams and stuff
Mm,
because it's she has that personality for like being a chill drawing streamer.
yeah,
And with my forbidden knowledge and stuff like that, even without like I feel like if Ina didn't have a VTubing persona, she'd still be extremely popular as a streamer just because she's
as
got
an
the
art
good
streamer.
vibes. Yeah, as an art streamer, she's got good fucking vibes.
Yeah, like I love when she plays like the laid back chill games because it's like it's something I can just turn on and it's like her voice is so soothing to me. I don't know what it is about her voice, but I find her voice incredibly soothing. But
Yeah, it's
also
like
like when
she's
she
a
does the
complete
art streams, like I will drop whatever I'm doing to go watch her art streams.
Ina is a complete 180 from like the chaotic energy that is the rest of Hololive. Like, because there's so many
Mm,
girls that have like strong personalities and are just like crazy, freaking off the fucking walls, like Hachima and stuff.
yeah.
And then you have Ina, who's just like, wow,
Wow.
just chill.
Yeah. It's like she did a Minecraft. She did like a really long Minecraft stream one time. It was like 5 or 6 hours long, and it was just her like building stuff. And I just sat there. I didn't watch like I wasn't intently watching the whole thing. Kind of had it on the background, like on one of my other screens while I was doing something else. And it's like I feel so relaxed listening to this. I don't know. That's why I like Ina. She's got that like chill, relaxed, like friend energy. Like
Yeah,
she just
and
wants to be your friend.
well, what's funny is like Hololive as a group in general has like here are girls of X type of personality, right?
Mm,
So we can feed to like because that's how it is with idol culture in Japan. And it's not just in Japan, I'd say, even when we had boy bands and stuff, like in America, we had boy bands where it's like, oh, he's the hot one, he's the bad boy, he's the sweetheart, right? He's
yeah.
or the and all this other crap. So we had that too for our idol groups in America. It's not unique to I'd say Japanese idol groups. So but the thing is, I feel like she's the only chill one in Hololive. Like, because I think about everyone else and I'm like, they all
Mume
play.
from Ian Gen 2 is pretty chill.
She's a lot more chaotic than Ina is, in my opinion. But
She for
yes,
gore.
she forgot.
I remember that time she never even showed up for one of her own scheduled streams, and she just goes, "Oh, I forgot."
Speaking of
uh,
Mume, I really like her music too. Like
yeah,
her newest single, Mume, was really good. I thought it
yeah.
was really good. Got like as I'm falling for the corporate VTubers, like I'm falling for the idol. Like
Look
I've
at
always
me!
loved
All of my
idols.
VTubers are corporate VTubers except one.
I mean, I only like I only have corporate VTubers on my list as well. But yeah, it's it's just shocking to me how we all know that they're corporate VTubers and they have like these personalities are kind of just they're not real, but
Mm.
they're a facet of them. But we're okay with that. And I like how Hololive has been or how Cover has been like pushing out these girls and having them release songs like idols and stuff to like build up their fan base. And then just like as much as I know about idol culture and how terrible it is, I still can't stop getting suckered into it. Like,
Yeah, you're
let me
right.
go buy some merch.
I mean, I
I
have
have a signed Case on mask that
I
she was
have
selling
Ina,
when
my plush Ina right here.
when we were talking about Case on earlier, I was looking for my signed Case on mask. She was selling, like, these when she first went back to being Case on,
Mhm.
when she left as Coco, and I was just
Yeah.
like at this point, I felt so bad for her because I was like, "Oh, she really liked being a VTuber," so I was like, "I'm gonna support I'm gonna support someone online for once in my life." Instead of being a greedy bastard who just enjoys free content, I'll pay. So I have a
Yeah,
signed mask from her somewhere. I don't know where it is. I think it's
it's
on my
somewhere.
it's
She
somewhere
put it up
in
behind you.
I can yeah, I could. I mean, I don't know where I'd put it, but I could.
Um, I don't know. Uh, but yeah, that's I just like Ina because she's like this chill friend that just wants to come hang out and just do chill things with you.
Right.
um, anyway, last whole live member I'll talk about is my center square. My actual Oshi, like
Your actual
my
Oshi.
true
Yeah.
Oshi, Sakura Miko.
Yeah.
I love Miko so fucking much.
I knew she would be on your list. That's one of the ones that I was like 100%. So her and Maureen, I was like, I know 100% are gonna be on your list. I just
Yeah.
know. I just know 100% they would be.
I don't know. So I before like 2020, I followed a couple of VTubers, mostly like the really big ones at the time, which were like Keys and I, and some of those other really big ones. I knew of Whole Live around that time, but I never really watched any of their stuff. And then when 2020 and the whole COVID thing started popping off, I just randomly chose someone from Whole Live that was streaming, and it just happened to be Miko, and it was her GTA stream.
The infamous GTA
Yes,
stream?
and
Oh, dude.
like, I wanna say it was within 15 minutes of me actually joining the stream was that infamous N-word scene.
Hilarious. So, I feel like Miko was always popular,
Mhm.
in as Gen 1. Like,
Yeah,
I believe she was the first one that was everyone projected to hit 1,000,000 subscribers.
yeah, and sh well, she didn't though.
No, she
Like,
wasn't.
her first year or so, she struggled
Oh,
a
no, because
lot.
Hololive struggled quite a lot in their first year, and I
Yeah.
remember, Miko was talking about that in one of her streams where, like, a lot of them did wanna quit, but who's the one who made it so they didn't quit? Who gave them words of encouragement?
HN.
It was
HN
A-chan.
gave him, like, a big pep talk.
Yeah, and it paid off, and I remember she was getting popular and during the GTA stream and stuff, and she was supposed to reach 1,000,000 first. She was
And
supposed to.
yeah, and she was, like, she was struggling to hit 100,000.
Yeah, but,
And I just remember, like, she's talked about it since then. Like before doing the GTA 5 stream, she was genuinely considering just graduating slash just like giving up VTubing altogether and going back to doing just streams as her IRL self because it's what she'd done before.
yeah.
Um, and that was when they had the Achan had like that big pep talk. I think it was with both her and Suisei, but I don't know if it was together. It may have been separate. But she said, "Okay, well, there's this game that people have talked to me about, GTA 5, that's supposed to be pretty fun. It's different than anything I've ever played, so let me play it." Um, and she said that if that didn't go well, she was probably going to quit. Like if no one
Oh,
stopped by
wow.
um, but luckily, like that thing happened and like people clipped it all to hell.
Yeah.
Um, and, like, I think it was within a week or maybe just a little bit longer of that stream going out, she went from, like, just under 100,000 subs to, like, 750,000.
Yeah,
So,
and then
never
she
give
got
up.
robbed, and then she absolutely got robbed of the first to 1,000,000 of Hololive.
Yeah. Who
But
was
again,
it Gura that was the
it
first
was
to
Gura.
1,000,000?
Gura was
Yeah.
the first VTuber, Hololive VTuber to get to 1,000,000.
I think the people that were really, like, kinda upset about that were the Fubuki fans because everyone thought Fubuki was gonna be the first to 1,000,000.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, people were extremely salty because
Yeah.
dude, Gura came out of nowhere and just, like, killed it, and she
Yeah.
still kills it to this day, and she is the one that people know the least about. It
Yeah.
is insane.
When she does stream. She's a very sparse streamer these days. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just love Miko. She's got that not the baby energy.
She's got a Kusogaki energy, yeah, like, I
Yeah.
watched that video that I don't know if I linked it to you, the one where it's her and Kobo.
Yes,
Like,
yeah, you did link it to me.
"Kobo baby, okay,
Kobo baby.
Miko baby ne-san." Eh? Baby ne-san, hai, hai.
Hi, 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 hi.
Take,
Yeah.
ta take じゃ
そ
ないよ。take, take. Oh, okay, okay.
you know what's
Hide.
funny?
いや、hide? Hide じゃないよ。
You know
Hide.
what what's funny? I went to a VTuber, like, panel at Otakon a couple of years ago,
Mhm,
and, it was about, like, the ethics of clipping and subtitling and stuff like that. And the guy that was putting it on was someone who was a clipper himself, and he was fluent in Japanese.
mhm.
Um, and he says we're talking about like the ethics of like subtitling something when you don't fully understand what the VTuber is saying, whether it's because of how they're saying it or because of a technical issue or like there's a glitch or something that covers it up. And he says, but then there's also people who you just can't understand them because of their accent. And then he just clicks on his laptop and a picture of Miko comes on because she has such a thick Osakan accent that it's really difficult for a lot of people to understand.
She also has a super high pitched, like, baby voice, and
Yeah, and
that's where
she
the whole baby
mumbles
thing
through
comes from.
half of her stuff she says, and she said the guy that was putting on this panel has said, "I've talked to actual Japanese people that Japanese is their native language, and they can barely understand her."
But yeah, I I like Miko a lot
Mm,
just because again, I don't know what it is about the Kusogaki energy that I just, like, absolutely adore. Like, the chaotic Kusogaki energy. But I think she plays very well with, her other gen mates and stuff too.
yeah.
She's always unintentionally hilarious.
Yes, all of her humor, well, I will say 90+% of her humor comes from her doing something stupid and not intending for it to be funny.
It just becomes funny.
And like, stay home, dayo."
"Minna, stay home!" And just starts sniping people, dude, like, what the heck? Like, I'm sure the joke in her head was funnier, but, like, the way that it's seen, it's like it's the context, it's like, "Oh my god, who is this lady?"
I always like she'll because one thing that is funny about the JP talent is they're very well aware that they're big in the West, and they try. Some of them try really hard, even though they're not fluent in any way in English,
Oh, yeah.
to communicate with their English speaking fans. Miko, bless her heart, does it.
Elito English.
She doesn't understand the first thing about the English language works.
Oh my god, freaking Miko's elite English. Oh god.
She tries. Bless her heart, she tries. All right, so the last pink-haired girl I want to talk about is Mousy, Iron Mouse.
Did
I
we
love.
talk
I,
about Henya? I don't think you talked about
I
Henya.
know, but I'm talking about the
Oh, the
last
pink
pink-haired
hair.
girl.
Oh, because you have 3. I
I,
didn't alright, yeah, that
I'm
makes sense.
saving Henya for last.
Okay.
But yeah, Iron Mouse. Probably my favorite member of V Shoujo. Like, I love Melody. Don't get me wrong. I love Kei-san. Don't get me wrong. Something about Iron Mouse, man. Like this woman has got my heart.
Well, because she's I started learning about Iron Mouse because she was, streaming, doing a lot of games with Connor from Trash
Mhm.
Days, and I watched a lot of Connor back then, and I'm like, "Who is this VTuber that he's always playing with?" And that's when I
Who is this angry Puerto Rican girl?
who is this little gremlin that he has to play video games with? But it's just always entertaining watching her and Connor interact.
Hmm. It's like watching an old married couple sometimes.
A lot of people, do clipping and stuff and try to ship them together, but as far as we know, they're just really good friends.
Yeah. I I don't know. And the more I learn about Iron Mouse's like IRL life, the more I'm like, "Oh god, girl, let me give you a hug."
Yeah, no, like, she literally started streaming because she can't go outside and make
Yeah,
friends and stuff, so she wanted to make friends online,
yeah.
and
And
that's
like
literally the origin of her.
and for those that don't know, she has I think it's a genetically inherited disease that really affects both her immune system and her lungs really badly. It has a name. She said it before. I cannot remember what it's called. Um, but she was a classically trained opera singer. And but because of this disease, it's taken away a lot of her ability to like hit the high notes and sustain them. So she can't really do that kind of stuff. And when she tries to do it on stream, it's amazing. Her operatic voice is absolutely stellar. And it makes me sad thinking like, my God, this disease took away what could have been like one of the greatest opera singers of all time from us.
Yeah, I remember when she did her first. I'm pretty sure it was her first 3D live debut,
Mm,
like her first 3D concert, I should say.
mhm.
Uh, like she did all the singing, and I was just like, "Holy shit!" She sang for so long, and I'm like, It's okay if you need to sit down, Mousy. Like, you don't have to do this for your fans. A lot of your
Yeah.
fans understand what's going on with your life."
Yeah,
But
and
she,
for those who don't realize it, like, every time you see her sing on stream or in these, like, special events that she does, that's physically painful for her. Like,
yeah,
she's in an immense pain when she's doing that.
but she absolutely adores her fans, and
Mhm,
like always tries to give back to them because they've given so much to her.
mm,
And it's just, it's a very, she may be a little gremlin, but it's like the relationship that she has with her fans and stuff, it's very sweet. And I'm
it
glad that
is.
she has friends like Connor and stuff who just treat her like a normal person.
And now she's got a lot of the other members of VShojo have become really good friends with her, Melody, Kason.
Yeah.
It's really wholesome to see. Also, because of her, I think I feel like I got more awareness about donating blood plasma and how, like, severely it's needed.
Oh yeah.
Because that's something that she has to do on a regular basis. She has to go get blood plasma transfusions.
Yeah, it's
Um,
speaking of, like, it's kind of crazy because, oh, you have the one where she's wearing the Jotaro hat. Holy
I
shit.
do. That's that. I picked that specifically because I love that image.
Freaking hilarious. But no, Iron Mouse has taken VTubing to like a whole different stratosphere. I believe she is the most subscribed to on Twitch now.
Yes, and I also believe she is the most um what's the word for it? Donated to? Um what's the super chat like on YouTube it's called super chats. What is it called on Twitch?
Nah, I don't know, man. I don't. We left Twitch. We don't know anymore.
Yeah, I know. I don't know the terminology anymore. But I also think she's the most watched VTuber across, like, multiple different platforms.
Yeah, because well, she speaks. She's Puerto Rican. She's a feisty
Yes.
little Puerto Rican woman, and she speaks Spanish. And
Yes.
when she goes on her little rants and stuff at
Her
people, it's
Spanish
hilarious.
tirades.
It's hilarious.
I've said for years, whether it's Hololive or VShojo, like, you're missing out on a good segment of the population by not having, like, a Spanish-speaking branch, man.
I feel like that might be grossly
It's
overestimated.
it's the I think the 2nd or the 3rd most spoken language on the planet.
I know, but I just think, like, I remember Jacob was talking about, like, but the logistics of it all, like, it's not just like, what kind of Spanish we talking? Spain Spanish, Mexican Spanish?
No, I'm not no, I'm talking about, like, Latin American Spanish, because that's spoken by far more people than European Spanish.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of logistic problems with it now that I think about it. But
Maybe.
I mean, yeah, I mean, Hololive, Latin
Hololive
Hololive,
ES.
yeah, Hololive ES, like, go recruit Iron Mouse, you'll make millions more.
I don't know. I feel
Actually,
like
don't.
I feel
I
like
feel like that would,
Iron Mouse is the huge anchor of VShojo, I feel like.
yeah, I mean, basically, VShojo is
It is
mainly
the
supported
Iron
by
Mouse
her, I want to
company.
say. She brings in quite a lot.
But yeah, I adore Iron Mouse. Like, I wanna give that gremlin a hug.
Yeah, one day she'll be able to get that beer with Connor.
One day, one day. And the last V2 I want to talk about is also a member of VShojo, at least now. It is Henya the Genius.
Dio.
Dio. Um, Again, I don't think it's an open secret who she used to be. Right? I think it is an open secret who she used to be, rather. Um,
I don't
uh,
remember who she was collabing with that was like, "Oh, it's good to be on your stream again," but it was the first time they collaborated when she was Henya, and
yeah.
she was like, you mean first time, right?" And then she's like, "Oh shit."
Yes. I forget who she was collabing with when she said that, but
I
yes,
don't
I do
remember. I do
remember that.
remember seeing that clip though, and it was hilarious. Because then
Yeah.
she turned on the like whirly eyes, like, "You will forget. You didn't see this."
Yeah, Henya is my precious tea kettle. We must listen, must protect,
Yeah.
must protect.
Uh, Henya is. I started to know about her after about at the Hogwarts, the whole Hogwarts thing.
Yeah,
That's when I
that was
started learning.
with
Well,
her
I've seen
alter ego.
clips. Well, I've always seen clips of her, when she was, in her past life, right,
Mhm.
and stuff like that, but I didn't really check her out, but it wasn't until she got, like, just lambasted with hate because she decided to stream the freaking Hogwarts game, I guess,
Yeah, and
that
everyone
I
said, you're a homophobic, transphobic," like, "Bitch, it's a game, calm down."
yeah,
It
and
I'm always reminded of that meme of, "It's just a game, why you have to get so mad?" Mm,
so I remember watching her after that when she was graduating, actually. And I was like, "Oh, that sucks," because now that I know who she, because again, I'm not that big into VTubing, at least not as big as you.
mm,
Uh, so I didn't know about her until after the fact. And I was like, "Oh, well, that sucks. I'm not gonna ever see her ever again."
yeah,
And then she's, out of nowhere, here comes Henya the Genius, and I'm like, "The tea kettle is back. I can actually appreciate her this time."
yep. I have to say, I started following her as her past life or alter ego, whatever you wanna call it. I know that now that she's Henya, she kinda doesn't like it when people bring it up, so I won't bring it up here. Um But I'm so glad that she found a footing and a place somewhere else after all that popped off, and she got absolutely no assistance from the company she was with before.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it wasn't just her, right? It was a bunch of other people that, wait, who had her before?
she was her alter ego or past life. She was a member of a VTubing outfit called Project Bombs.
Oh, Project Voms. I was like, it's not Niji Sanji, right? Because Niji
No,
Sanji's kind of shooting
that
themselves in the foot lately too.
Niji Sanji is a dumpster fire and a half right now.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. If you become a Oshi, or if one of the members of Niji Sanji is your Oshi, don't get too attached. That's all I got to say.
No, they might get revived and come over to like Hololive, so it's fine.
Whole Live or V Shoujo maybe,
Just quite possibly.
or
But yeah, I don't know
whatever.
anyone from Project Voms, but I do remember seeing clips of her and just like being like, yeah, it's kind of funny. But I didn't I couldn't appreciate her in her prime. But now that the tea kettle is back, I've stopped by her stream a couple of times,
Mm,
and I mean, I just think the way that she interacts with the V Shoujo members and stuff, and other
mm.
like the way that she interacts with other people is so fucking funny.
I think it's funny that she when she games, right?
Hmm.
Um, her like her name Henya the Genius is very misleading if you don't know what's coming,
Yeah, her
because she's
999 IQ.
her nine it's negative 999 IQ sometimes when she plays games. Like, I love the fact that she did a stream recently where I forget what game she was playing, but she walks, like, to the edge of the map, and the edge of the map is, like, this giant crevice, and there's, like, an invisible wall. When you walk to it, it's like, "Oh, I guess you kids can't fall over," and then she goes like, "The intrusive thoughts are gonna win," and she jumps, and, like, because she thinks the invisible wall is gonna catch her. If you jump, you fall into the chasm.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's so funny just watching her. She's entertaining because she's like so, I want to say naive. I don't want to say
Mm,
stupid, but she's more like naive. She's a little naive on when it comes to
yeah,
things,
I would agree with that, yeah.
And the way that she plays off of like the other members that she has when she collabs and stuff is just it's just funny. It's like
Yeah.
it's a little bit like a what's that slapstick routine where it's like
Who's
you
on
have the
first?
no yeah, it's kind of like that where you have the straight man and the other
The
man.
straight man and the setup guy.
Yeah, whatever that comedy setup thing is. It's like watching that every time I see her stream with someone else. And it's just hilarious.
Yeah,
But she's entertaining by herself too.
when it's like watching like Laurel and Hardy or something when she streams with other people. But even when she streams by herself, it's like when she anytime she says something that's like not going to happen or is going to happen, I want to look into an invisible camera off somewhere, and it's like in the business we call this foreshadowing.
Yeah, so I'm glad that she's doing a lot better, and she's I don't know how many fans she or how many subs she had before she came
Mm.
over to V Shoujo. I'm hoping
I think
she's
it's safe to
recuperated,
say that she's doubled or tripled the people that were following her before.
which is good.
And it's good that she's with a company now. Like VShojo seems to be a company that will like protect their talents when they need to. So that's good to hear.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, there's the whole thing with the people who recently left VShojo last year, and
Yeah.
I don't know too much about that. Like, it's, I try
We've
not
only
to get
heard one
into
side of that argument though.
yeah, because NDAs, we're not gonna be able to hear the other side of it until
Yeah.
someone else decides to maybe get sued over it.
Yeah.
So
Or the NDA expires if it has an expiration date.
usually NDAs are like 3 years, aren't they?
Typically, but
Could be
obviously
10
it's a
years.
legal
Actually, it
document. You
depends.
can
Yeah,
customize it however you
yeah.
want. Um,
Um.
but anyway, that's my list. That's my 3 by 3.
All right. Well, let
Let me
me
I'm gonna make my
present
screen go away.
present arms. All right.
I am curious.
Here's my three
Oh,
by three.
I'm shocked that Miko's on here.
So let me tell you, I was like, I am 100% sure you're gonna have Maureen and Miko on my list because I was like, I
Mm,
have these two. I'm like, these are the two I'm 100% on. The two that I was 50-50 on was gonna be Kason and Iron Mouse. I was like, I'm 50-50 on those because I'm not
and you were
sure who,
right.
but I was like, all right, there's that four. But the one I didn't expect was Henya. I honestly didn't expect you to put Henya because I was like, I don't know how much you liked Pikami because I just recently got into, or well, I didn't say that. You will forget.
Uh,
I didn't say that. I said
forget.
Henya. I said Henya. Henya Dio. Dazo. And
That was stupid, Dio.
yeah. Even she forget. Like she I remember her on her first stream, she was like she couldn't stop saying her alter ego's sentence ender instead of doing instead of Dazo or Dio,
Yeah,
she did Dazo. Was that it?
that's all.
She just couldn't because that's just the way that she talked. It's just like, damn it. But
Hmm,
yeah, I was surprised you had Henya because I wasn't sure how much you liked Henya. I know we've talked about Henya a couple of times, but I
yeah.
wasn't sure. I'm insulted that you did not put Suisei on your list like I did because
Hey, at least we get to talk about her though.
well, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about Miko, Iron Mouse, Kason, or Hosho Marine, or Henya now because they're on our
I
list.
did not think we'd have this much crossover.
Yeah,
I knew for a fact we'd both have Marine on there. I wasn't sure about Iron Mouse. I was like 50-50 on that, and I thought maybe Kason as well. I did not think you'd have Miko on this 3 by 3. I
because
did
she's
not know you
funny.
liked her as much as I did.
Yeah, I think she's hilarious. Like
I knew Corona was gonna be your center square though.
yeah, I know. Like, so I'm gonna talk about my favorite Hololive VTuber. Like, it's not a secret who my
No.
favorite is.
No,
The one
he's got the yeah.
if there's anything you need to know about me, it's that I rarely buy merch, and when I do buy merch, it's because I really like this thing.
Mhm.
Unless people gift it to me, but people usually don't gift me, $100 figures.
To be fair, most people don't give me $200 bottles of scotch either, John.
Hey man, it was the big 3-0 for the fourth time or fifth time.
30 years old, or fourth season.
Yeah. Or no, you turned 28 for the seventh time. That's what
Yeah,
it
that's
was.
right. I like that better.
But yeah, I fell in love with Kurode from the get-go. Like when
Mm,
I wasn't into VTubing at all whatsoever. Like you and Natai would talk about Risu, this, that, and you'd always talk about Pekra and have this simplest. And I'm like, dude, I don't care about VTubing. And then like 3 months later, I got into freaking Kurode and I'm just like, I love this damn dog. This stupid freaking dog. I have everything in my life revolves around this dog. And the best part is so it's kind of like a because of my hours that I work, it's
mm,
very rare for me to catch live streams for a lot of these girls. But you know
mhm.
who streams right when I get home?
Corone.
Kason and Corone. They stream usually when I get home. So it's like, wow, I can actually watch you live. And it started off with just watching like clips and stuff because it's like, oh, you like anti-tubing stuff. You're in the Anisphere. All people who in the anti-tubing sphere are hot into hot alive. You'll like this video. So I started watching Corona's videos and clips and stuff of her, like
Mhm.
animations and stuff, like water in the fire. Why?
Why?
Yeah. I not understanding.
She's also a VTuber who loves showing off fan creations.
Uh
Oh, I
she's
just realized something. We're on the wrong. There we go. That's
oh,
better.
there you go.
I don't know why it defaults to the wrong one.
I don't know. Weird. But yeah, I just started watching her, and then I slowly just started watching her live, like her live streams, and I was just like, I like this dog. I like her chaotic energy. Like when she was playing Mario Kart with all her followers and stuff, she's like, oh, "Thank you, everyone. Get out!" Like, what? Who is this chaotic dog? And when she pairs with her friend Okayu, it's just
Mm,
like here's this chill
her
cat, and here's this hyperactive dog,
her
and
friend,
her friend,
her
friend,
special
friendo,
friend.
friendo.
Listen, I at this point, if they're not a lesbian couple, I've been lied to. I have been so lied to.
No, you're gonna destroy so many people's dreams that they can't be with them. But yeah,
I'd rather
watching
them
her,
be together
I
because
mean,
there's
me
they
too, but
because there's the chemistry they have when they stream together is so good.
yeah, and they were friends before Hololive, which is
Yeah,
which is why they have such good chemistry.
they work together on other stuff before Whole Alive, yeah.
Yeah, before they were VTubers. So yeah, just like the chaotic the dog energy. Like I'm a dog fan. I love dogs. They're my favorite type of pet,
Mm.
and she just has that chaotic dog energy that I love, that I absolutely love about dogs. Where it's just like they're always just airheaded and just want to have fun and just play around because they're just idiots. And you're just like, I love you, you stupid dog.
I've also loved watching Corone at the watching her from, like, her debut stream to now, how she has just consistently gotten better and better at English.
Yeah, she's getting better at English. Like I remember she did that Super Mario stream all in English because she was trying to do it for her Western fans because it was a
Yes.
challenge. And I was just like, oh, oh, kiss me, Mario.
Have confidence immediately dies. No
No confidence.
confidence.
Just like one of my favorite things. But she's it's just that type of energy that she brings whenever she does stream. And it's funny because on her off collabs, like I remember when she showed up for one of Okayu's off collabs, she was just like mega low energy, and everyone's like, "Oh, is Corona okay?" She's like, "What do you mean?" Like, she's not on for the camera right now because it's an off collab. She's just here to have fun with her friend, you know. And it's like, yeah, because it would be extremely exhausting trying to have that type of chaotic energy, like that dog energy,
Mhm.
all the time. Though
So,
with the recent addition of
what?
oh my god,
Blah, 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 whatever they're called.
Fuomoko,
Yeah,
Fuomoko,
Fuamoko, thank you.
Mokoko-chan and Fuwawa. Fuwa-chan?
Yes,
Fuwa-chan?
sure.
Yeah, with the twin dogs, they have that type of same chaotic energy, which I instantly latched onto them. I'm like, "Yes, my hollow dogs are growing.
Yes.
More of my pet dogs."
There's multiple dog, VTubers in Whole Alive now. Mio is a wolf.
Yeah, but she doesn't have the same type of energy. She's a wolf. It's
No,
different.
she's Mama Mio,
She's Mama Mio.
which if you know anything about her forbidden knowledge is very apt.
I don't know much about her, so we can discuss after this recording is done.
Yes.
But yeah, Korone remains one of is still my favorite VTuber that I always watch clips of constantly. And
My favorite stream she ever did was when she played Doom 2016.
oh, see, and it's not just me that love the stupid dog. Okay, like the developers of Doom loved her. That they put the Doog
It
charm in the game
so
for her.
two fun facts that I know about Corone. One is I don't know if she still does this, but for a while, and I want to say for at least the first 2 years that she was working with Whole Alive, I don't know if she still does it. She might, but she had a full-time job on top of doing Whole Alive. She worked like 35 to 40 hours a week in her parents' bakery. Um, so she would do that. Have to wake up super early for that, and then go on and do like stream with that
I
high
don't.
energy
I
stuff.
have no idea because she streams at like 11 p.m., 10 p.m. at night.
Hmm.
So she streams into the night and then goes to bed around like 2 or 3 a.m. Japan time.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
have no idea.
Um, I don't know if she still does it, but I know that when she first started streaming as Corone, she was working also full time at her parents' bakery. Um, and also, what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, well, like with the Doom thing, right? Um, developers, because she plays a lot of indie games sometimes on stream.
Oh yeah.
A lot of Western indie games because she loves Western games. She likes
Well,
she's a
she's part of
Westaboo.
Hololive gamers. She's not
Yes,
part of like any gen. She's gamers,
yeah.
which is like
She
Hololive's basically these are our Twitch streamer type of girls, I guess.
Yeah. They're exclusively like gamers, but they also do sing sometimes. like
Yeah,
traditional idols. But no, Corona is a huge Westaboo, by the way. She loves like American culture to death. RIP, I guess, Corona, your brain rot. um, but like she does a lot of indie games, like Western indie game streams, and these indie developers will sometimes actually show up to her streams and talk to her while she's streaming their game.
it's really
Um,
awesome. Like, I
and
know that, she voiced something in the new Sonic game that came out last year, and they did a
yes,
collab, like, they had her on with like, Sega had her actually there and stuff. It was so funny, and she was, like, so nervous because she's like, "Oh god, I'm in an actual press conference, like, an actual game release press conference for some reason."
the funny thing about that, there was a stream she did where Jaleel White, who was the original English voice of Sonic, actually
Mhm.
stopped by the stream and started talking to her.
"Did I do that?"
Yes, yeah, Jaleel White, aka Steve Urkel, is the
Steve
original English
Urkel,
voice of
dude.
Sonic. Um, but in some games that she plays, because she like gives them such glowing reviews, the developers will actually end up sending her like this swag bag full of stuff. Bethesda ended up sending her a huge like giant swag bag of Doom merch because of that Doom stream.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So, I know that, on top of the Sonic thing where she became such a huge fan, she's also a huge fan of Yokai Watch,
Mhm.
and they actually put her in the actual anime. She voices her own character in there where it looks exactly like Karone except without the dog ears, and she actually has a line in Yokai Watch, which is super cool. But she's a
It's
really good voice actor too, on top of, like, the rest of her talents. Like, I remember when they were doing the voice acting stream, it was her, Maureen, and I believe who else was it that was really good at voice acting that you wouldn't be able to tell that it was them?
I mean, it was probably Rusia. Let's be
No,
honest.
I don't think it was Risha. It might have been
Because she
Seabrook.
actually has she wants to be a voice actor. Good luck with that now, bitch.
Yeah, I know. Listen, the world did not look kindly upon Aya Hirano, and you're doing the kind of the same shit as her, so
Yeah.
that's not gonna happen anytime soon. Anyway, I've talked enough about Korone. My I have to bring up I have one Ian Hololive Ian talent that I absolutely love to death, and that is Bei Chan herself. This rat.
Bay.
This freaking rat. Again, the chaotic energy that she has in these streams. And not only that, she's got an Australian accent, which is like we discussed,
Just like Vix.
just like Vix. And Australian accents, just beautiful. Love them. But I remember when they rolled out, I believe Bay is part of the second gen, right? With
Yeah,
Moomei and
she's
them.
the second gen Ian.
Yeah, because right now, are they on third gen right now? With
Yes.
Ian? With that's
Yes.
Bijou, right? Bijou, Bibu.
Yes.
And I don't actually know
And
anyone else.
Fuamoko or
Oh yeah.
they're also part of Ian.
Fumoga is part of Ian 3,
Yeah.
3rd gen. But I remember, because first gen rolled out, and I was kind of like, yeah, they're fun to watch, but I wasn't into like Ame or Gura. Like they were funny. I saw funny
Mhm.
clips, but I'm still not subscribed to them, stuff like that. But when second gen Ian came out and I met Bay, I was just like, I love this rat. I love her. She's hilarious.
Do you know there's one thing she'd said on stream one time that legit made me fall on the floor laughing,
What?
where she very seriously asked the question, "Is the PS1 the portable one?" I literally like fell out of my chair laughing so fucking hard at that.
Yeah, but I just find it entertaining to watch Bay just exist. Because again, I
Yeah.
I don't know what it is up with me, the chaotic energy of these two. It's just like I love it. Just insane. It's just so fun to watch them do stuff. And just I don't know. I think her design is really cool too. Like just
Yeah.
the cute little rat.
Yeah. And every time someone says mouse, no, rat.
Yeah, she's not a mouse. She's a rat. Because it's
um,
apparently super distinct from each other.
yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, so yeah, when Ian second gen debuted, like I was kind of lukewarm to them at first, but I've come around to a lot of them, and I really like it. It's a shame that she graduated. I really liked when her and Sana would stream together because they kind of had a lot of good chemistry. Like they would
Sana was a
bounce off
really
each
good
other really good.
streamer in general, but yeah, I don't even
She had
did
health
she
issues.
did she I don't think she even hit a full year, right? Before she
If it was,
retired?
it was must have been close to a year, but I want to say it was like 10 months
I have
ish.
no idea.
Maybe it was a little over a year. I don't exactly remember. But
But
yeah,
I know
she
out
had
of the, 2nd gen, like, Mume is still really popular, like I said, I love Mume singing. Mume can sing,
uh
holy crap.
Crony is pretty popular now too.
Crony is so popular. I don't understand the popularity of Crony. Like, not to discount her, I think her streams are okay. She's chill, you know? She's
Yeah,
got a really
I think a
soothing
lot like
voice.
Ina, she's got that chill energy.
Yeah, she's got she's the guardian of time, right? Or
Yeah,
whatever.
the Warden of Time,
Warden of time. Yeah,
aka Doctor Who.
she's got chill vibes, and she's kinda just like, "Oh, hello there." And she's awkward, so I get the appeal, but at the same time, I'm like, "Nah, man, this chaotic rat. This is what I want." I want this little fucking rat just running around doing crazy shit.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that Sana graduated because her and Bay had a lot of really good chemistry in it. Watching their streams together was always fun.
I think Sana was
Um,
also Australian, right? Or New Zealand?
she was also Australian. I know there were people, fucking brain rotted people that gave her flack because the character that she was playing had dark skin and she's a pasty white girl. Like, just
That's just
fuck
straight up
off,
brain rot, bro.
just
What?
fuck off.
It's such a
um,
brain rot take. Holy crap.
but yeah, she graduated because she has like very severe back problems. So, I don't know. I guess sitting down is very painful for her.
That would be horrible. That's all I do. All I do is
Yeah, yeah. Don't do that for many hours at a time. Here's a ACAD top tip. Get up and walk around every couple hours
as we've sat here for 2,
for
just
2
not
hours
moving. Yeah.
recording.
All right. Let me talk about my stupid onion real fast, and then I
Bakwa.
wanna wrap it up with Suisse because I need to talk a little bit more about Suisse.
Okay.
But, I did not like my stupid onion at all when she, like,
Bakwa.
yeah, my stupid onion, Bakwa. I didn't like her at the beginning because I was just like, she's she exists as a person that you're all supposed to go, "Oh, she's got communication problems. She's one of those girls, you know, she's a cute anime girl, but she's got communication, so she's just like you, bro. Just like you." She panders to that crowd. And I'm like, I kind of hate that they're trying to sell Aqua as that. She's
The
like,
literally me character?
yeah, well, because she's like she's supposed to be a maid, right? But she's an
Yeah.
incompetent maid. And she on top of that, she also has social anxiety problems,
Mm.
but she also loves playing video games and is kind of a dork and a nerd. So she sells to a very specific demographic of like, oh, just like me, I can protect you. We can be weirdos together.
Surprisingly good at Apex.
So I started watching her because she wanted to play Apex. And I was like, this woman is trash. I'm going to roll into the Japanese servers in Apex and I'm going to destroy her. So I
You
would
actually
say,
played with her before.
I don't think I've rolled into any of her matches. I rolled into a match with, I'm pretty sure I rolled into a match with Fubuki once.
Mm.
I think. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, it's all in Japanese, so I have no idea. But I was like, I'm watching their stream and I'm trying to like roll. I'm just like, oh, they're playing on the JP servers. But instead of trying to get in and then quit out, I just roll in and then just play my games of Apex. Then
Mm.
after about 30 minutes, I get bored and I leave. But watching her go from like a complete noob at Apex to being like a literal Apex god, I'm like, holy shit, she's so good. This woman has trained her skills at Apex trained a very useless skill to the point of like perfection. I'm like, holy crap, she's really good at this.
Yeah.
And as it turns out, that social anxiety and all that stuff, it's not a facade. She's really like this in real life. She is Bochi. Like quite literally, she is Bochi.
So is Pekora. Pekora is incredibly shy in real life.
Which is hilarious because when she's streaming, she seems so confident and stuff, but then in real life, she's like, no, she has social anxiety too.
But she's not like there was a stream where I want to say it may have been Marine who said that she met Pekora in real life. They had like a get together off stream. Um and the whole time she barely talked because
Yeah,
she was
because
so shy and scared because she was around people she didn't know.
yeah, versus like Marine, who's just like how she is on stream is how she is in real life,
Yeah.
which
Like
is
she
insane.
said that she kind of felt bad because like she thought she was having a bad time because she was barely talking.
It's like no, she just has social anxiety. But yeah, Aqua has really won my heart over the years. Where it
Mm.
started off as kind of just like, oh, I hate that you're kind of just a personification of all this, but then it turns out like, no, she's genuinely just like that. She's just being herself, bro. quit being a hater. And I'm like, okay, I can't be a hater anymore. She tries really hard at
Yeah.
she tries to be entertaining and she tries getting over social anxiety and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, she's just like, just I just want to play games. I'm just like, bro, me
There's
too.
a there was a stream she did, I can't remember, it was with Suisse, I think, where they were talking about, like, "What kind of maid are you?" And because she's she apparently they've met in real life, and they've met at where, Suisse's, like, or not, Bakwa's apartment or house or wherever she lives, and she says, "It's kinda messy, so what kind of maid are you?"
She's a
And she
bad maid.
and she says, "Well, I don't think maids have to clean." And then Susie's like, "Well, what kind of maid are you then?" It just has a long pause. Says, "Gaming maid."
Yeah. uh yeah, it's just I don't know. I was gonna put someone else on my list other than Aqua, just because I was like, Aqua is kind of a newer thing. I was gonna put Kobo instead.
Oh, okay.
But I was just like, I've never I only watch Kobe through clips, so I can't really say I'm actually a fan of hers because I only
Mm.
watch her through collab clips and stuff like that. But I've been watching Aqua for a little bit longer, or actually a lot longer, and I've just the fact that I've grown to like her. Like at first I didn't like her, but now I like her. It's kind of I thought it would be fun to put her on this list for just that. She's
Something
someone
else
who
about her is, like, if you're trying to learn Japanese, because a good way to learn any language is to get immersed in it. Um, if you really wanna learn Japanese, Aqua's not a bad one to watch to kinda listen to Japanese to kinda learn from it, because she enunciates her words very, very well
yeah.
when she speaks Japanese.
And to wrap it up, I just wanted to talk about Suise a little bit.
A little
So
bit more.
well, you put her as an honorable mention,
Mhm.
and I feel like my girl Suisse got robbed because she's she's so much more than that. No, I became a fan of her after the first take because I was like, "Holy shit, this girl's got pipes."
That's the first time I'd ever even heard of First Take, by the way, when Suisse was on it.
I heard about it prior to that,
Hmm.
mainly for which band was it playing? I know Avril Lavigne went like the first person they had on the first take when the channel first started was
Mhm.
Avril Lavigne because apparently Avril Lavigne is very popular in Japan. Who knew?
That kinda
But I
tracks, though. She's got that, like, she's almost got that old school Japanese emo aesthetic.
Well, I was gonna say she has that Hello Kitty song.
Yeah, that too.
Konnichiwa, Hello Kitty. Da-na-na-na-na. It's kind of weird. It's like Gwen Stefani with her Harajuku
Also,
girl stuff.
oh, back in the day, she also herself sang a Japanese version of Girlfriend.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's apparently popular there. So, but when I discovered Suisse, I was like, okay. Then I started seeing her like collab with other people, and I'm like, yeah, she's kind of okay personality. But what really skyrocketed my like love of Suisse was learning about her freaking origins, bro. Like,
Mhm.
so we talked about how Suisse is quite literally the only Hololive member who has brought her own VTuber model and name to the company. No
Mhm.
one else has but her. And it's because she worked really hard to try to become a VTuber on her own. She was trying to become an independent. And she was working and she was just like, it was getting too much for her where she was working and trying to be independent VTuber. So she auditioned and she didn't get the role. And she was so upset about that. So then she like messaged them again and was like, please just give me a chance. Please. Because she was like, I'm at the end of my rope here. Like, I can't keep working and trying to VTube at the same time, but I really want to be a VTuber and I want to make music and stuff. And they Cover reluctantly gave her a position with ASCII, one of the person they actually recruited to be a singer for Hololive.
Yeah.
And her first year VTubing was god awful. She received like no support from the company. Her managers didn't do jack shit for her. They didn't provide her with a new outfit. They didn't provide her with original songs. She was kind of just left sitting out in the water because she wasn't supposed to be there. She was supposed to be the backdrop for Oski to be growing up and being blowing up, right? Another
Yeah.
Hololive girl, a Hololive singer, Oski.
She was essentially supposed to be like what do you call it in a concert? Opening act for Oski.
Yeah, she's she's the other two girls. She's Kelly Rowland and I don't remember the other lady's name to Beyonce, part of
Oh,
Destiny's Child.
yes.
Unfortunately, I don't remember the other lady's name, but
I know
she's
what you're
like,
talking about, though.
yeah, I swear it's Kelly Rowland and someone else. But they're the they're like kind of they're part of the group, right? She's supposed to be part of the group, but there was always a main star, and it
Yeah.
was supposed to be Ozzy. So Suisse was like at the end of her rope, she's like, dude, I want to quit. Like this is insane. I'm not getting any help. I'm not getting anything. The company's basically just gone silent. And it's again, this was at the beginning of cover, so it was managing was rough. They didn't know what they were doing.
First couple years of covering Whole Live were very
Yeah,
rough.
the first like 2 years of Hololive were rough for everyone, like for the talent and for the manager and everyone else there. But just how the fact that she got shafted so fucking hard, and she was like, she doubled down after listening to HN. It was like, all right, I'm gonna release my own music. I'm gonna do my own designs, and she put in 200% more effort just to make it to where she is now. And like everything that she is as an idol, as a producer for music and stuff like that, is because she put in the work. She did all of that by herself without the company, which is insane. Who out of all the girls in Hololive, I don't think anyone has worked harder than her. Like it's insane that
Mm.
she did that and she made it. And I'm so happy for her because she's living her dream now. You know, she's got her own music group. I believe they just recently released an album like a couple months ago, I think.
Yes, they did. You're right.
And it's just like that to me you know, I'm a sucker for rags to riches stories. I feel like a lot of people are suckers for rags to riches, but watching Suisse put in that amount of work and that amount of passion into what she does, it really comes through. Because
To
again,
see
like,
that work get rewarded.
and yeah, it's amazing to see it get rewarded.
Because think
And
about how many people, especially in like the online content creation space, whether you have a management company behind you or not, how many people work their asses off and never
yeah,
make it big.
literally hundreds of thousands of people, like right now, are trying to stream, and they probably have maybe zero viewers on
Yeah.
Twitch because Twitch is terrible for getting people to watch your stuff.
Or even
But
on
point is,
YouTube.
a lot of people do put in a lot of work to do what they want to do what they love, to try to make their dreams work. And Suisse, fortunately, it paid off for her, and I'm just so glad that it has. Like she deserves every bit of fame that she is getting.
I agree. I I don't think enough can be stated about how hard she actually does still work and work to
And
get where she is.
continues to work. Yeah. Like I can't imagine that, you know? When you're at the end of your rope, when you're trying to launch your own VTubing career and it doesn't go well for you and you're working, so then you try out for something, but they don't accept you, but then you beg them for a second chance, like I'll do anything, and they do, and then it turns out that they don't even help you, and they
Mm,
let you literally they're letting you drown. Like that is depressing. That's soul crushing.
yeah.
So again, props.
Yeah.
God, VTubing. Who knew that there was so much more deep cut lore to VTubing than
I
just
know.
pretty anime girls.
That's what I tell people who like maybe aren't into it and maybe like outwardly they kind of disparage it. It's like, oh, the only people who care about this are people who want like big titty anime girls or they just want an anime girlfriend. I mean, yeah, maybe there's some people in the fan base like that, but I think by and large, it's just a different kind of entertainment. Just like
See,
streaming is different than watching Netflix.
the thing is, every single girl on my list and on your list actually as well, all of them are hardworking at their job. Like the
Mm,
amount of effort that Bay puts into her music and all the she does a lot of covers for songs that are
yeah.
popular. You know, she's the one who does all the singing. She speaks Japanese and English, so
Mhm.
she can do both. So she's a translator and stuff as well, and she puts in a lot of effort to create the content for her channel. So does Henya, so does Marine, so does Kason, so does every single girl on this list puts in so much effort to do what they do. And their
Yeah.
personalities are out there and upfront. Like again, it's insane to me that people can look at VTubers and think, "Oh yeah, it's an easy job." Like VTubing is not an easy job. Like
No.
another, I don't know if Shy Lily is considered and Bao is considered indie. Are they considered indie?
I
They're
don't
pretty
think they're
big.
with any companies, so
So Shy Lily is and Bow the Whale for another one. She used to be Hikaru Station and then she became Bow the Whale instead. I liked her
mhm,
when she was Hikaru Station because I liked her covers and stuff. She made a lot of good music.
mhm.
And then she became a VTuber and now she's even more popular. And I'm like, good for you, Bow. I'm happy for you. But yeah, those girls, they put in a lot of effort and stuff too for VTubing, especially Shy Lily. As as an independent, like people see Shy Lily's avatar where she's like, I believe she's a killer whale, an orca or something.
Yeah.
She's a whale girl, right? But she's like, oh, she's got skimpy outfits, wearing a bikini, and she's got giant titties and this and that. But it's like Lily puts in a lot of effort for her streams, like to do the facial expressions, to do all the like all that rigging and stuff, and that emoting and animating and stuff. She
Mhm.
puts in a lot of effort to make her streams entertaining for her viewers, and it's not just because she's a cute anime girl with big titties.
Yeah.
And I wish I came up with
I
a honorable mention list beforehand because now I'm just thinking about like yeah, there's a bunch of other ones that I watched clips of that I love,
to
but just
answer your
primarily
question
those
from
two.
earlier, Shy Lily is indie, Bao is not.
Bao isn't.
Bao
Who?
is under, United Talent is the
Oh,
name
I
of
didn't
the
know that.
agency she's with.
Yeah, I knew Bao. Again, I knew her voice sounded familiar when she was singing songs,
Mm.
and then it was until I when she released the Bubblegum, the KK Slider song Bubblegum, that I was like, this is Hikaru Station. I know this person. I will listen to her YouTube covers before she was Hikaru, when she was not Bao. She was Hikaru Station. What the heck? It was just like it was shocking.
And I know it's one of those 2 that you mentioned. It's either Shy Lily or Bao, but one of them also is now a part owner of Gamersubs.
I want to say it's Shy Lily because she
I think
has
it's
a
Shy
flavor.
Lily that is like a minority owner of
Maybe
Gamersubs
I have no
now.
idea, but yeah, it's also like Amelie. She's a VTuber now too.
Yeah.
Lee and Lai, which is like cool. It's like, oh, I know you. You used to do covers of songs in English for Japanese songs, and also voice act. You also voice act.
Well, she does voice act, she still does.
Yeah, she still does, but also
She
she's a
was the
VTuber now.
English voice of Marin from, My Dress Up Darling,
Oh, yeah.
your favorite
So,
anime.
yeah, my favorite anime
I
for
guess we
sure,
could
dude.
move back to here now. Yeah, I think that there's definitely more of an emerging market. Well, not even emerging, like it's already here. A big market for indie VTubers as well now. And there's as many niches as the corporate VTubers have kind of taken over. I still think there's niches out there that are ripe
So the thing
for
about
exploitation.
VTubing is that I had this opinion before. I
Mhm,
don't anymore, but I did used to have this opinion where I did think that if you belonged to a big organization like the corporate tubers, like
mhm.
Hololive, it kind of guarantees you a bare minimum amount of popularity because it does. You know,
Yeah.
they're at least you're guaranteed the initial exposure of
Mm,
hey, you're a new generation of whatever for Hololive. People are going to check you out,
yeah.
but it's up to the actual talent themselves to play their role properly and correctly and garner their own fan base. Because just because you
Agreed.
have the initial exposure doesn't mean you're going to be famous. You know,
Yeah.
everyone can get you think about it. Can you really take your 15 minutes of fame and turn that into a career? Not a lot of people can.
Yeah.
That's just the nature of the internet. And a
And you've
lot of
seen people
these
try and do that and fail
yeah,
spectacularly.
and there's a lot of YouTubers who, you know, you can say they're corporate or they only got famous because they collaborated with someone who is popular and but it's like it's not just that, right? They may have gotten that exposure for
Mhm.
sure, and not everyone can get that type of level of exposure, but these people work very hard to do what they do and create content, man. And
Yeah.
it's it's great to watch people do that. It's part of part of Annie tubing and content creating ourselves. Like it's great that we do that. I love doing that. I love watching
Yeah.
other people do that.
I mean, I wouldn't consider myself a VTuber, but I do use a PNG model when I
A
stream.
PNG tuber.
A
The
PNG
one thing
tuber.
I do
Hey, they're
hate
just as
though,
legitimate, man.
there is one little caveat about VTubing that I don't like, and it's like the there's a lot of indie tubers, like indie VTubers who just they're just nasty. Nasty people on like Twitter.
Yes, I was gonna bring that up too. I wasn't sure if you wanted to talk about it, but yeah, like there's a lot of indie VTubers, especially smaller indie VTubers, and I'm talking like sub like 75,000 followers kind of VTubers who it's like they never left high school.
Yeah, and I mean, you can say that about every space that you go into. That there's always going to be a bad group of people, but
Yeah,
to
bad
any
apples are everywhere.
to any like up and coming or any people who want to start VTubing and stuff like that, like don't be discouraged, and just be genuinely you,
Yeah.
and try to have fun what you're doing, and you know,
Also, have a try and develop a thick skin because you're gonna have haters, especially if you
Oh,
gain a
yeah.
following.
Oh god,
What
yeah.
is it
You're
that
gonna there's
Ame said during a stream one time? It says if you're gonna do content creation, whether it's VTubing or anything online, for every follower you have that's a genuine fan, you're gonna have at least 3 haters.
Yeah, and the worst part is your haters well, it's not that there are more haters than there's fans, it's just that your haters are more likely to speak up and hate on you because
Hmm.
that's fun and it makes me feel better when I hate on you,
Yeah,
versus your fans who actually love and adore you.
yeah,
But they show their support by just showing up and watching your stuff and buying your stuff, clicking on affiliated links, like
yeah.
the ones that we have below.
No, we don't.
We don't.
Not yet. Not yet. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. How about a Finn Gamer Subs Cup though?
I think that'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool. Uh, but yeah, just if you're going to get into the space, the best advice I can give you is number one, try to put your personality forward instead of making it a secondary thing, and two, learn how to develop a thick skin because you're going to get haters, especially if you gain a following.
Yeah.
It's two best things for VTubing. You don't even have to have a great model. There are VTubers out there that have terrible models, or even PNG tubers that have great personalities and great content.
Yeah, just just be entertaining.
Just
Who
yeah, be
knew?
entertaining. That's it. That's unless you have anything else to add, John.
No, I definitely didn't think this 3x3 would run this long for just two of us.
Yeah, it's just
I
imagine
was
if
like,
we had
"Oh,
Natai
yeah, this is
here.
gonna be a sub-hour thing." And it's like, "Oh, shit, we've been recording for 2 hours."
Yeah. Um, but anyway, thank you all for stopping by to watch John and I do this. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let us know below what your favorite VTubers are and why you like them. Um, Also, be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you like what you saw and want to see more. Also, check down below if for links to where you can find Anime Club After Dark on Twitter, on Discord, on TikTok, and all that good stuff. We also have a merch store linked down below where you can get things like this lovely ACAD shirt that I'm wearing. We also have the ACAD mug. What else do we have? I don't have anything else near me right now. I'm terrible at hawking this shit, John.
Man, I'm trying to get my Christmas bonus, bro. Come on, hurry up.
Oh man. With that though,
Consume.
with that though,
Bye.
yes, yes, bye. With that though, I have been your host, Alex, and we will see you next time. Say goodnight, John.
Good night.
Ah, I should have started the episode with that. God damn it.
You failed. You messed up.
I bamboozled myself.